Hello, my dear friends. You are welcome once again to Succeeding God's Way with Austin Okosodo. Last week, I treated the topic, or in the last episode, I treated the topic titled Things That May Likely Happen After Discovering Your Purpose. In case you have not listened to that episode, just watch out for it. It's there on YouTube, you can get it there. Today, I just want to round it up by adding a few points to it. One of the things I want to talk about today is the need for you to be courageous. Be courageous. You have to, like the Bible talked about David, he encouraged himself in the Lord. He encouraged himself in the Lord. So you have to encourage yourself by yourself. Now, what am I trying to say? Now, as you start out in the pursuit of your purpose that God has given to you, you'll be very surprised. Most of the people you are going to encounter are discouragers. I experienced that in those days. I can't remember that man or that woman who was around me that kept trying to encourage me. Some would rather just keep quiet and be watching you. Thank God for those ones who even kept quiet. I didn't have to speak negative words to you. But the majority of the people will look at you and just say, why are you pursuing this thing you are doing? You could not find something else to do. If you dare mention that God is the one that asked you that, well, how did you hear God? Did you hear Him very well? Even some of your ministers you work under can tell you that. Some spiritual fathers too, who may not understand what you are saying, can even tell you that as well. So you find discouragement everywhere. Who are you going to rely upon? Who are you going to hope on to give you words of encouragement to push you forward? So when you find yourself in that situation, of course you will find yourself in that situation. What you're going to do is to try to encourage yourself by yourself. David found courage nowhere. His men were even trying to stone him. He himself suffered the same fate with them. But yet, they felt, oh, David, as if it was because of David they experienced what they experienced. They wanted to stone him. Instead, David went to pray and saw the face of God. He encouraged himself in the Lord, and God said, pursue, overtake, and recover. He did that, and then he got victory. So you will have to do that by yourself too. You know, David spoke to himself many a time. Like if you read the book of Psalm 23, you see David saying, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Who is he talking to? That psalm was written during the period David was running from Saul. Within this period, this event where the Amalekite destroyed his camp happened that I just talked about. When he has need and there was no food to eat, when he saw that, wow, I have to feed myself, I have to feed my men and my wife with me, and yet we are just running from our enemies. Things were becoming rough, and he began to see the need, wants. What did he do? In the midst of that situation, he was confessing, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not lack. He was talking to himself, addressing himself by himself. The same thing you will do. He will say, though he leads me beside the still waters, though he leads me to the valley of death, I shall not be afraid, and so on. Who was saying that? David was talking. Who was he talking to? Talking to himself. And then talking to God too. So you have to develop that habit of speaking to yourself by yourself. That is the way out. Sometimes we have to lock ourselves in the room and begin, when everybody has gone out and we are alone in the room, begin to declare and speak to ourselves. The scriptures that we know, we begin to declare them upon ourselves. I will not lack. I'm going to make it. I'm going to succeed. Even if no one believes in my vision, I believe it because God gave it to me. God is able to do it. He has all the resources. I'm accessible to His resources. Now you begin to make all of those declarations. I'm going to rise. I'm going to shine. I will fulfill this purpose. Sometimes you write down your dream, put it on the wall. You are speaking to it. I will fulfill this. I have the capacity. You begin to declare it. All of those things, we did them those days. And as you begin to do them, you see your system will adjust to what you are saying. Before you know it, you got the courage to move on and just continue to move. Men that will discourage you, they are everywhere. So beware. Move with people who are going to the same direction with you. If, for example, you are into business, that's what God called you into. And most of your friends are corporate people who are working in banks, working in oil company. They can discourage you. Or you can even keep looking at them. When they buy their car, you are still struggling in the street. When they are building their house, you are struggling to pay your rent. All of those things can bring discouragement to you. Instead, what do? Move with people who are into business like you are. People who are doing something similar to like what you're doing. By so doing, you now realize that the Bible says iron sharpeneth iron. That's how the countenance of one man sharpens the countenance of another. By so doing, you encourage yourself, you work together. So you don't get discouraged when you move around with people who are going to the same direction with you. Find people of like minds and work with them. So those are some of the things that I want to advise you to do. In those days, I didn't find encouragement from anywhere. The only place I had to find encouragement there was to buy books and begin to read books. I bought many books, many motivational books, inspirational books. I bought them, I read them. I found courage in them, or most of them. They really helped me. And then going to church and hearing the word of God. Those are some of the things that helped me to build up courage. You get the point? Sometimes God could use the servants of God to minister to you specifically, and all of those things. It helped a lot. It helped a lot. Looking back to that, I say, I don't know how I got to where I am now. I really say, God, thank you. Because all these experiences, you need to go through them. There's a reason why God is taking you through them. Like Apostle Paul was saying, they went through a lot and God comforted them. He said, now we're able to comfort you with the same comfort that God gave to us. That's how this life is. Some things I went through then, I'm able to encourage people now because I went through it. Now, this program is designed for people like you who is listening now, so that you can find the courage that I couldn't find anywhere then. There was no YouTube in our time. There was even no social media like you have now. You can find courage from programs like this. You can find teachings, inspiration from programs like this. That's why God asked us to do things like this. And then there are many more. Apart from me, there are many more on the internet you can find. So please get connected and follow up. Ask questions. Some of those people who are on air like I am now can even offer to mentor you. You can reach out to them. Me, I got a mentor. I will talk about mentorship much later in this program. As we progress, we'll talk about all of this. But today my topic is just this issue of encouragement. You need to be encouraged. Don't be discouraged. If you lose your courage, you will lose out. Without courage, you cannot move ahead. When God was addressing Moses, or Joshua in Joshua chapter 1, read through it from verse 1 to 8. You see the word courage, God mentioned it 3 times in that place. Do not be afraid, be thou courageous. Only be thou courageous. He mentioned it again before the end of that verse 8. The word courage was used 3 times, admonishing Joshua to be courageous. Because he was with Joshua. Even though God was with Joshua, he needed Joshua to be courageous. If Joshua is not courageous, the presence of God with him will mean nothing. Can you understand? Like they say, the only people that God cannot help are those who have decided to give up. Lack of courage is what makes men to give up. And the moment you give up, what can God do to help you? So you must be courageous. So brethren, or those who are listening to me, I just pray God will help you to understand what I'm saying. You just have to be courageous. Don't give up on that dream. Pick up your pieces and run again. If you have failed once, it doesn't mean you should not try it again. Don't allow people who failed once and never tried to get discouraged. You say, I've tried it before, it didn't work. Don't do it again, no. Don't listen to them. If you failed once, check, why did I fail? What did I do wrong? Oh, maybe I made a mistake here. And then I'll correct it, I'll try again. There is no successful person today who has not failed many times before. On that same thing, several times they failed. And they kept at it again, kept doing it until eventually they perfected their hands at it. Those failures even help you to learn. When you fail the first time, you now learn how it does not work. And then you now adjust and try a second time until you now get it right. So that's how it is. Never be discouraged. Nigeria is bad. The economy is bad. Things are too rough. People will say all kinds of things. When I was marketing product those days, people would tell me, I can't buy your product because they'll tell you there's no money. I say, why? I say, there's no money in circulation. People see all kinds of things. I will ask them, but do you spend more money today than before? They'll say, yes. I will now ask them, the money you are spending, where is it entering? They'll say, circulation. I say, why you say there's no money in circulation? Before they realize that what they are saying is nonsense. If you listen to such kind of people, you will believe it and go and stay at home. There's no money in circulation. Therefore, you keep yourself at home. Your products will be at home looking at you. You are not marketing it. You are not selling. You are not making money. And so your business will die. Don't listen to them. Whatever vision God gave to you, He knew that vision is made for a time like this. And if you succeed in times like this, so what do? Listen to God. Follow what He's telling you and move. As long as there are human beings living around, they will spend money. As long as there are people around, they must spend money to live. So you position yourself in a way that part of those money they are spending can roll into your pocket. So how do you do that? It's by pursuing that thing that God has laid in your hands to do. Meet the needs of men and then move on with your life. So I want to round up by saying, please never give up. Don't lose your courage. Remain courageous. I'll stop here for today. We are still treating our series of purpose. I just said I should add this to it to round up what I started last week. We shall continue next episode. So please try and follow up again. Don't miss any of the episodes. Just watch out for it. By the grace of God, every week we'll try to post a video. So watch out for it next time again. For those of us who have not yet subscribed, please try and do. For those who have done that, I thank you so much. Help us like, share and comment. On the comment section too, you can also add some things that people want to learn. People want to hear from you too. Share some little experience, share some little testimony in the comment section. Let people also read it, and then we can learn. I too can learn from you, so we learn from one another. That's how we grow. My contacts are on the screen. My phone number is there. It's also my WhatsApp number, then my email too. Feel free to reach me so that we can communicate on those platforms. Till we see you again next episode. Thanks so much for listening. Bye bye.